This is The Practice of Perfection in Christian Virtue, which is a Jesuit book written by a Jesuit priest for Jesuit religious. My Jesuit spiritual director gave it to me to read, and it is very, very, very good. One of the previous owners or readers of this book left little notes here and there, just like a single little check mark next to something. And I was reading it yesterday and I found one that for some reason kind of stirred me. So the book at this point is relating the story of St. Augustine, and it's right before his conversion when he's highly, highly educated. He knows this is what he wants to do, but he can't bring himself to do it. It's always, I will convert, but tomorrow. And a friend comes to St. Augustine and he tells him the story of the soldiers who went into a monk's cell and found a book on St. Anthony and were like, basically, boom, let's become monks. It was really beautiful how it happened. They were saying how hard they had to work to be friends of the king, and they were very high in the king's court. And they said, but if I want to be a friend of God, I can be so at once. And that just brought about such a change in them. And Augustine was so moved by this. And this is the thing that's marked in the book. It was to him a very moving example, so much so that on the spot he cried out to his friend in great excitement of mind, saying, "What are we doing? What is this that you have heard? The unlearned rise up and carry off the kingdom of heaven, and we, with all our learning, are being plunged into the abyss." And then in great anguish of heart, poor Augustine runs into his garden and says he keeps repeating time after time these words, "How long? How long? Tomorrow, tomorrow. Why not today? Why not today put an end to my turpitudes?" And that's when he heard the voice, "Take up and read, take up and read." And he read the Bible and converted. But that was what was marked in here. The unlearned rise up and carry off the kingdom of heaven, and we with all our learning are being plunged into the abyss. And I suppose that spoke to me foremost because Jesuits are so learned. I mean, I'm not super familiar with all the orders out there, but in my very narrow sight of everything, the Jesuits are like the very highest of learning. My spiritual director is actually now in Rome getting his PhD. But I feel what that spoke to me was that this Jesuit was reminding himself that that is not his salvation. Learning is fun, and it's great, and it's exercising our minds and our wills, and in that sense, it's a beautiful pursuit. St. Irenaeus says that the glory of God is a man fully alive, and learning really helps us to be fully alive, fully harnessing our potential as intelligent beings. But that image, the unlearned carry off the kingdom of God. Learning is not necessary for salvation. And we see so much throughout the scriptures and other stories of the saints. The unlearned sometimes just get it so much better than the learned do. They're like children, they're receptive, and that is the kind of mind that God works in the best. So learning is great, learning is fun. If you are in school, then apply yourself very diligently. But there are so many examples where the simple, the childlike, the ones who don't know that much are the very highest in the kingdom of heaven. That's all for today, folks. See you tomorrow. You'll see me tomorrow. Bye.